Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And boy, our weather really hasn't changed much over the last 3 days. Just crystal clear skies out there as we look down the beautiful Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on top Wenatchee Heights. And thank you to Local and Sky-Fi for providing these great shots for us every night. And no different today. It was a beautiful one with temperatures a little bit above normal, but still pretty seasonal out there. And I do want to give you a heads up. If you have outdoor plans this coming weekend, Saturday is not going to be your day. It's going to be windy with gusts to around 40 miles an hour possible, especially for the Waterville Plateau, Okanagan Valley. Also, the Columbia Basin will see a lot of wind, and we're going to see plenty of wind right here in Wenatchee, and that's going to make for some pretty choppy lakes out there, and also a very serious fire condition and fire danger, so be careful of that. We'll talk more about that coming up in weather a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The state of Washington is warning about a new study that shows young people who have used e-cigarettes are 5 times more likely to contract COVID-19. A Brewster man was critically injured yesterday after the tractor he was driving on State Route 97 was struck by a passenger van. And the Moses Lake Police Department has released video of a Saturday morning arrest that followed a high-speed chase through town. We'll show you that dramatic video. But first, we begin tonight. The State Department of Health says limited indoor church gatherings, curbside library services, and even swimming pool classes may recommence now in Chelan and Douglas County under new Safe Start guidance. The 2 counties are still in a modified Phase 1 status of the state COVID-19 recovery plan. The revisions announced today allow indoor church services at 25% of room capacity or up to 50 people, whichever is less. They also let library patrons pick up and return materials outside the buildings, attend very small group swim classes, and go to drive-in events like movies. But the new rules also reduce the number of customers retail stores may allow. That's going down now from 50% to 30% of maximum occupancy, and they didn't allow water parks like Slide Waters in Chelan to reopen. Well, all this could stem from the fact that there are signs that COVID-19 outbreak here in north central Washington is easing, even as widespread community testing efforts continue. For the first time in weeks, hard-hit Okanagan County reported no new positive tests yesterday. And in Chelan and Douglas counties, the cases per 100,000 population over the past 14 days has fallen below 400 after being closer to 600 per 100,000 most of August. Okanagan County's rate per 100,000 population was 224 on Tuesday. That's a significant improvement over earlier this month. Grant County, meanwhile, also is showing a decline in new cases. Well, speaking of coronavirus, the state of Washington is warning about a new study that shows young people who have used e-cigarettes are 5 times more likely to contract COVID-19. People ages 39 and younger account for 52% of the positive COVID-19 cases in the state, though they account for only 1% of the state's deaths from the virus. The state has a helpline at 1-800-QUIT-NOW for people trying to stop smoking and vaping, and a free Quit Now app available on its website. Well, a Brewster man was critically injured yesterday after the tractor he was driving on State Route 97 was struck by a passenger van. According to the Washington State Patrol, 50-year-old Roberto Rodriguez Duran was attempting to cross the highway in a John Deere tractor near the intersection of Highway 97 and Brewster Grange Road. That was shortly after 2 in the afternoon, when the tractor was struck by a Dodge Caravan that was driven by 36-year-old Chana Dick of Brewster. The tractor rolled over and Rodriguez Duran was trapped underneath it. He was transported to Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster before being airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Neither Dick or the 4 passengers in the van were injured. Traffic on Highway 97 just south of Brewster was fully blocked for 2 hours. Well, the Moses Lake Police Department has released video of a Saturday morning arrest that followed a high-speed chase through town. The chase ended after a pit maneuver by a Grant County Sheriff's deputy and the apprehension of 33-year-old Jeremy Gilbert on numerous charges. The incident started after Gilbert reportedly rammed a patrol car several times on Eagle Drive and ended on Broadway Avenue near Gibby Road. Take a look.
Put your hands up! Put your up now! Lower your window!
Get your gun out of there.
No! Get the hell out of the car! You got cover on me? You reach for anything, I will shoot you! Get out! Get out!
Everybody relax.
I need somebody with cuffs. Somebody with cuffs.
Oh, I'm scared. I thought you guys were just trying to hurt me.
Good?
Want to tourniquet that arm?
Yeah, he's up to give me.
Let me see it. Where's it at?
It's on this way.
Where's it at?
Right there.
That's a venous bleed. He's not bleeding from an artery.
Just slow it down a little.
Just give it a little pressure.
Yeah, just give it a little pressure.
Okay. Yeah, you got read your rights? All right, but I'm going to ask you ahead of time, okay? Is there a gun in that vehicle?
There was.
There was? Okay, where is it now?
I don't know.
Is it under the seat?
Maybe.
Were you reaching for it?
No, I was looking for a cigarette.
Okay, look, bro, I almost shot you.
I'm sorry.
You were, the way you were reaching, it looks like you were trying to, hey, Ball, there's a gun in the car underneath the seat.
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can please smoke a cigarette?
You know what? Hold on. Given the
I'm going to
circumstances.
be going away for a while, man.
Okay. Okay. What kind of gun do you have in there?
I don't know.
Is it a revolver or a pistol?
Pistol.
It's a pistol. Is it black or silver?
Black and brown.
Black and brown.
Or green and brown.
Huh.
You're gonna need stitches, so
Okay. Let's take them.
yeah. I mean,
So there's no way?
I mean,
Yeah, I'll try to get you one at the hospital. Okay. Look at me. I will try as soon as you're medically cleared. I will try to get you one.
Wow, pretty dramatic. Coming up next, despite gusty winds yesterday afternoon, crews were able to check the progress of the week-old Palmer fire burning southwest of Oroville. As has been the case all summer, local agencies have played key roles in interagency firefighting efforts throughout the state. And the Arbor Day Foundation has recognized Wenatchee Valley College as a 2019 Tree Campus USA. If I can say it, I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Welcome back. In other news, despite gusty winds yesterday afternoon, crews were able to check the progress of the week-old Palmer fire burning 7 miles southwest of Oroville. The southern edge of the fire just to the north of Loomis held firm yesterday, and total containment is now at 57%. The size of the fire was decreased to 17,735 acres after air crews were able to accurately map the perimeter of that fire. Crews will spend the next few days improving the contingency line around the fire and douse any hot spots. The town of Loomis, which was under a level 2 evacuation notice, is now at a level 1 evacuation notice, as is most of the area surrounding Wanacott Lake. Fire officials are hoping for total containment by this weekend. Well, as has been the case all summer, local agencies have played key roles in interagency firefighting efforts throughout the state. That includes at the state's largest fire, which we just mentioned, the Palmer Fire, which has burned just under 18,000 acres. Last weekend, Grant County Fire District 5 crews were assigned to protect Loomis after a shift in winds pushed the wildfire dangerously close to that small community. Here's video taken by the fire district showing what they were facing. In other news, the Arbor Day Foundation has recognized Wenatchee Valley College as a 2019 Tree Campus USA. Wenatchee Valley College is one of 2 community colleges in eastern Washington to receive the designation, along with Columbia Basin College in Moses Lake. To earn the honor, a combination of students, faculty, and community members developed a plan for tree care, in addition to participating in a nationwide service project to collect ginkgo leaves on campus to learn more about CO2 concentration in the atmosphere over time. Very interesting. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Tonight's features coming up next, tonight's feature story, and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway, or visit chartercollege.edu.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Dr. Peter Howe grew up in Wenatchee before heading off to a career with the CDC's Epidemic Intelligence Service. That's the agency that investigates infectious disease outbreaks around the world and develops strategies for the United States to cope with them. Now retired, he's recently joined the state resource team that manages the COVID-19 pandemic here in the Wenatchee Valley. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins asked him, as an epidemiologist, what makes this new coronavirus so interesting.
Obviously, it's causing a lot of suffering, a lot of death. It's completely disrupted our society, our economy. But from an epidemiologic point of view, it's very, very interesting, not only because it's a brand new virus. The way it is spread throughout the world is phenomenal. It's extremely good at spreading. But also, for instance, the number of symptoms it causes is phenomenal, making it both interesting but also difficult to study. For instance, not too long into the course of the outbreak, people started to notice that folks who were infected couldn't smell and they couldn't taste. And this has become one of the most important symptoms that we look for. And yet it's something that people have never thought about. I can't recall any other time in my career looking at a disease where something like that was one of the really important features of it. But it's the virus, as is so common in infectious diseases, has basically stayed a couple of steps ahead of us. We think we've beaten it down. It flares back up as soon as we let our guard down.
What's the nature of the work that you're doing with the resource team, and what are you seeing from an epidemiological perspective locally in the 2 counties?
What I'm doing mostly is trying to help them figure out the epidemiology of the disease. In other words, who's getting it, where are those people, when are they getting it, what are their symptoms, a description of how the disease is distributed in these 2 counties, and to get an idea mostly of how we might design control measures that are really focused on what the situation is here. And the situation here is kind of interesting. As I think you're probably aware, there's been quite a bit of disease in the agricultural worker community. And this has been a real challenge because many of these people live in basically dormitory housing, very close to each other. Spread is much easier. And we're working on that right now. For instance, we're trying to find out what's going on in some hot spots.
From a public health perspective, what aren't we doing here in the Wenatchee Valley? What haven't we adopted to control the spread that we should be doing? I mean, are there safeguards that we could be better at?
Where we might be lacking, where I think we've been lacking, is in going after the disease aggressively. What we've been doing so far has largely been reactive. A case is detected somehow, we go out and investigate, isolate the case, quarantine the exposed people. But it's sort of been a little bit like chasing our tails. And I think we can be a lot more aggressive, actually go out and look for people who are infected, not just wait for them to be reported to us. As far as public health activities in the community go, I have been really impressed by how people's behavior seems to have changed in terms of wearing masks. Oh, and by the way, I'm not wearing one today, but I'm in this conference room all by myself, and it's pretty well ventilated. So normally when I step out that door, I'll have a mask on. But you know, I've seen over the course of the last month or so, a lot more people in the community here wearing masks. Now, a place where I think we might be able to do a whole lot better is in terms of what people call social distancing, staying in what we've been recommending is about 6 feet apart. I see a lot of people really close together, not wearing masks, by the way, and that's a place where I think we could do a whole lot better.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. And today was another beautiful day. We sound like a broken record, but that's a good thing this time of year because today we have seen 3 87-degree days in a row now, and officially here in the Wenatchee area. 84 is where we should be, so just a few degrees above that. 61 our overnight low this morning. 59 is where we should be. 95 our record high temperature for the 2nd day in a row back in 2011. 47 our record low in 1976. Sunrise 6:13 and the sun will set tonight at 7:51. Let's get to this news right now. This is Hurricane Laura spinning in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Florida, Texas, Louisiana in the sight of this thing. And this is what the Weather Service is calling a catastrophic storm. It's a hurricane. It's a Category 4 right now. 140-mile-an-hour winds. They're talking a 20-foot surge of water coming onshore, which would virtually bury towns along Texas and Louisiana's coastlines. This is a very dangerous hurricane, the biggest we've seen since Hurricane Rita back in 2004. And we will have much more on this tomorrow night in the weather segment right here on the Evening News. Checking our surface loop now here at home tonight. Mostly clear skies, maybe a little bit of breezy conditions tonight. We've seen breezes come up just about every night the past 3 or 4 weeks, and tonight probably no exception. Really awfully mild night tonight. Should be nice. For Thursday, sunny, just a bit breezy during the day. Warmer than normal temperatures once again again. Going to be another broken record tomorrow as we'll see temperatures once again mid to upper 80s throughout eastern and central Washington. Really not too bad though, is it? We'll take those. Unseasonably hot weather then for Friday, and Friday may be the last time that we see a 90-degree day in a long time because we're cooling off after Friday, but expect some warm temperatures Friday, and then winds will move in on Saturday. It is going to be a very windy day. We talked about it at the top of the newscast. 40-mile-an-hour gusts possible in parts of central Washington. Temperatures will still be between 85 and 90 on Saturday, but with all that wind, not going to matter much, is it? An area of low pressure is moving down from British Columbia, and that will change our weather on Sunday too with much cooler temperatures. Look at the color of our temperatures there. They were very light orange, indicating low 80s. For Sunday, high clouds. We'll see temperatures cooler than normal once again in the low 80s. And then Monday, look at that, a chance for some rain showers. We haven't talked about that in a long time. This is Monday morning, and that'll be our best shot for the wet stuff. And then clearing skies on Monday afternoon. Into Tuesday, sunny, quiet, and we will get back to those warmer temperatures on Tuesday too with all those clear skies out there. Another ridge of high pressure building in. High temperatures Tuesday, once again, middle to maybe upper 80s on Tuesday. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. A very nice 57 overnight tonight. 88, a little breezy for Thursday. 91 Friday. 88 on Saturday with lots of wind on Saturday. Cooler Sunday and Monday, and then back to the warm stuff on Tuesday. Sunny then with a high of 88. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event, or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here, having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. The Seahawks held another mock game today at CenturyLink Field. One item they wanted to get closer on deciding is the offensive line and who's going to start. Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says there's still time for the unit to get and gel prior to Seattle's first game.
They're going to get there. Are we there right now? I think we're close. I don't think we're there yet. There's still a few position battles that we're working our way through. What you do like about them, Jen, is the guys that we've added are all either veterans, okay, when you're talking about Cedric and BJ and B-Shell, or a guy like D. Lou that's got great football awareness, great football instincts. So, again, the center battle's been fun to watch. Those guys both competing, Ethan and BJ, and of course Kyle in there as well. But in terms of them getting where they need to be, we've seen a lot of really good calls and communications and them kind of fixing issues that we've had from a protection standpoint, and it hasn't been a problem. So again, tomorrow, who knows? It all depends on how the scrimmage goes. But we feel at some point, we'll finalize this decision and get those guys playing together a little bit more. But right now, we're still trying to compete, and it's been fun to watch these guys go day after day and push each other.
An important addition in the offseason has been 14-year veteran tight end Greg Olsen. After playing the past 9 years in Carolina, Olsen came to Seattle as a free agent, and Schottenheimer says he's made an immediate impact.
Talk about football intellect. There's nothing that this guy doesn't understand, from route running, attacking coverages, leverage, all the things that normally you hear us coaches using, those words that we use that sometimes go over the player's head. He's right there talking about it. So he's been great. the football knowledge is amazing, but also the type of teammate that he is, the experience that he brings to the tight end room, which we're excited about that room and kind of how that room's being built up. So watching him get a chance to work with Sully and some of the down the line guys like even Tyler Mabry, but he's been such a exciting guy to be around. And again, we're learning things from him. You know, we truly are. We're learning things from him, things that they did in Carolina that he liked. We've listened. He's certainly earned that right. And so it's been fun. He comes with us during a lot of our QB Center things when we're doing little walkthroughs, and we're able to get quite a bit done during some of our special team stuff.
COVID-19 forced the NFL to eliminate in-person off-season workouts. Olsen says he tried to do what he could to learn the offense remotely, but it takes the actual repetitions of doing it to adapt.
Every rep, whether it's a walk-through rep or a jog-through practice or a full-speed team, is so valuable. And finding that balance between, you can't take 80 plays every day, but you need all those reps. You need to see things. You need to mess things up. You need to, hear Russ say, "Hey, I was thinking you were going to go flatter there." You can only gain that. You can only gain the real intricacies of playing by playing. And you can study the playbook all you want, and you can ask as many questions, but until you're out there on the field doing it, that's the only way, is to mess it up or do it right and cement it and then learn from it. So that's definitely been kind of unique, wanting, chomping at the bit to kind of get every rep in practice while also realizing, I'm not 21 anymore.
Seahawks, neither am I. Seahawks fans can find out more about this year's team by watching video highlights of practice online at Seahawks.com. Well, the Mariners continued its winning ways with an 8-3 win at San Diego last night. J.P. Crawford had a big night at the plate. He went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a double, and his first home run of the season.
1 out, 1 on. Driven deep to center field. Number 1 this year for J.P. Crawford. How about dead center taking you deep? That's a 2-run blast. 4-0 Mariners.
Oh, it's fun. A lot of very, very many first-year guys on our team. So, they're just trying to get settled in. They're just trying to still breathe, you know what I'm saying? We only have 30, 40 games under our belt, and, so they're just trying to, get comfortable and just be able to breathe out there. And, we're coming along perfectly. We're competing. We're in every game almost, I feel like. So, we keep doing that, keep handling our business, we're going to be good.
Mariners and Padres meet again tonight. Taijuan Walker going up against Danilson Lamet. Let's take a quick look at the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard from last night. Doubleheader for Los Angeles and Houston. They split the pair. The Astros winning in the opener 6-3. Angels come back, win the nightcap 12-5. Oakland top Texas 10-3. That's sports. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. San Francisco in the early months of 1942 was a city on edge. After the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, the Denzians by the city by the bay were under the assumption that the Japanese Imperial Navy would be aiming their guns at San Francisco in the early years of World War II. That has absolutely nothing to do with tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have your news, we'll have your weather, your beautiful sunny weather forecast. We got sports, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and everybody's entitled to Mike McNalty's opinion. I'll see you Thursday, live and local at 7 a.m. right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. We'll be watching, and that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night. Latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.